Hello, welcome to another video. There was a video before this one, and there's going to be a video after this one. So thank you for joining me for this video. Today, I'm going to be responding to a comment that I got the other day from one of my subscribers. This is a topic they brought up about like where to park and what kind of gadgets and tools and things that I have as a homeless person living in my car. So first of all, where do I park? And this is something that I've had to sort of learn over the years, where are the good places to park and where are the not good places to park. If you have a legally registered camper, it is legal to park and sleep in your vehicle on like public roads for up to 72 hours in most places in the United States. But I don't have a legally registered camper. In fact, it's illegal to sleep in my vehicle anywhere at any time. It's a misdemeanor. And I have gotten a misdemeanor before that I had to do community service to get rid of. So I am now very careful about where I park, and I definitely do not park on the streets. Number one rule for me living in my car is do not sleep or park for too long on a public road. So mostly I park in parking lots. During the day I like to come to this park, or really any sort of park that has nature and a place for me to sort of park my car off in a distant corner next to some trees and bushes or something and watch the animals and all that. I like to park at parks when I can. But when I'm sleeping or when I'm not at the parks, I tend to be in retail parking lots. And I try to pick places that have a readily available bathroom and food, so that when I wake up, I can immediately go inside and use the bathroom and I don't have to sort of drive my way over to a bathroom. This has happened to me many times where I wake up with an emergency situation and I really have to like rush in my car first thing after waking up, like 20 seconds after waking up. Imagine being in your driver's seat, road raging along, trying to find a bathroom desperately. That was my reality. So now I really park as often as I can. I park next to a bathroom so that when I wake up, or if I have an emergency situation, I can just go use the bathroom really easily. So that's one thing to keep into consideration. If you have like a gym membership or something like that, then probably the gym would be a good place to park, at least while it's open. There's some retail places that are pretty reliable for not kicking people out of their parking lots, like Home Depot and Walmart. Walmart's not the most reliable, especially if you find one of those that isn't a 24/7 store, and they do have their cameras and their security guys going around. So you might get kicked out of a Walmart parking lot, but oftentimes they don't really care. Home Depot has never ever kicked me out, and the thing is they have utility trucks and vans and stuff like that parked there overnight. So one more car in their parking lot overnight isn't going to make a difference. Nobody that owns a Home Depot parking lot cares if somebody parks there overnight. So Home Depot is a really good spot. Lowe's also a good spot. Here in the northeastern areas of the United States, there's a couple different corporations that have this business model of it's a gas station, convenience store, and it's also fast food. There's Wawa and there's Sheetz. If you live up in this area and you've seen those places, you know what I'm talking about. They're pretty good places to park too. But in other parts of the country, I would avoid gas stations. Don't park at gas stations unless you have some kind of arrangement with the employees, which can happen. My friend was briefly living in her car for a little bit of time too, and she had one of those arrangements with the employees of a gas station, just a little regular gas station that she frequented, and they would give her free food when it was time to throw the food away, and they would let her park in the parking lot as long as their manager didn't know about it. So sometimes you can find these arrangements with some of the gas stations, but generally speaking, I don't park at gas stations. I would prefer to park at something like a Wawa or a Sheetz or Home Depot or Walmart or something like that. One really important thing is you want to make sure that you're on even ground wherever you park, you want to make sure that it's even, at least mostly, just for your own sanity, because you are going to feel it, especially if you're spending a lot of time in this parking spot and in your car. You're going to feel if it's just a little bit off, and it's going to start taking a toll on your joints and your muscles, and you're going to get sore, and you're going to sleep bad, and it's a whole thing. So try to make sure that you find an even spot that's not tilted or on some kind of angle. It's also a good idea to keep in mind where the shade and the sun are going to hit your spot at different times of the day, so that, for example, if you're in the winter time like I am right now, you can find spots that you're going to get direct sunlight when the sun is out, and it'll be a little bit warmer than it would have otherwise been. Similarly, in the heat, you want to park in the shade so that you don't get the sun, because the sun coming into a vehicle can change the temperature noticeably and very quickly. So use that to your advantage, or avoid it if possible. Just if you park in certain spots, you're going to be in the shade or you're going to be in the sun. That's going to change how it feels in your car. You also want to think about your spot's proximity to other things around, right? Consider, for example, if you turn your car off and then it doesn't start again for whatever reason, or it breaks and it can't move, is it going to be okay for your car to stay there stationary and not on for as long as it takes for you to get the money to fix it? Or is it in a good enough spot where you can get it towed relatively quickly? It's not going to be a hassle for the tow truck to get in there and get your car hitched up, and the closest shop, or the shop that you go to, isn't too far away, so you don't end up with a huge tow expense, which is going to happen anyway because they do that. But you want to be as close to your trusted shop as you can, so that if you do have to get towed, it's not as expensive. I also like to park in corners of the parking lot that are far away from the business or far away from the doors, right? In places that, a lot of parking lots, they have sort of the area that is like close to the door where it's most densely parked, right? Where people park the most. Obviously, that's where it's convenient to park because it's closest to the door. What you want to do is be as far away from the doors as possible so that you're not getting in anybody's way. This has helped me a lot with the unspoken arrangements I have with these retail employees. I park in their parking lots for weeks or even months at a time, and they don't mind because I'm not making a mess, I'm not disrupting the business, I'm using the business, I'm buying things there every day, I'm nice to the employees, right? And they'll tolerate a homeless person as long as you're not making a mess and being disruptive. Cars are supposed to be in parking lots. As long as you're out of the way, they're not really gonna care. Now, some stingy manager or store owner or something like that might come and try to kick you out, and there's nothing that the employees are going to be able to do about that. And that's just sort of an unlucky break, and at that point you just got to find a different store to park at. So yeah, that's all about parking. Pretty simple. Stay off the streets, park in parking lots with the bathroom and food available, 24/7 places that's far away from the door, and it's even. I even try to find spaces that have a drain near them, so that if I have to pee in a cup in here, I can just pour it out real easily. I don't have to keep that in my car, and I don't have to dump it just onto the asphalt. That also helps maintain a clean appearance, so that nobody feels bothered or disrupted by me being there. This is a tire inflator, a portable tire inflator. My friend let me borrow this. I gotta give this back to her at some point. But it has this cable that plugs into your cigarette lighter, and a hose that goes into your tire, and you can use this to inflate a tire. This is a really nice tool to have. My friend gave me this when my tires were constantly going flat, and I didn't have the money to get new tires yet. So this is really cool. If you have a flat tire, it can help. I mean, you should get a new tire ASAP, but if you have a flat tire and you got to drive on it to get places for a couple days, this kind of thing could really save your butt. So I have that. I also have jumper cables. Obviously, you always want to have jumper cables in your car. For my laptop, I have this power inverter I got at Walmart. Converts DC power to household AC power, so you can plug in things as if you would plug them into a wall socket, which cars don't have wall sockets. They work on 12-volt power. This inverts it to house power, so that you can plug in appliances and things like that. don't use this unless your car is running. Don't use it on just the battery, and it's not going to work if your car is off. Keep in mind it takes a lot of power out of your car, so this is going to cost gas to use, and you're not going to be running things like fridges and microwaves and you know, all kinds of, you're not going to run a full kitchen on this kind of thing. This I just use to charge my laptop and my phone. It charges my phone a little faster too. I also keep some extra oil in my car. I have an oil filter bag. I need an oil change right now, but you know, try to keep like extra oil in your car, like at least as much as your car takes, so that you can top up your oil, so you can do an oil change. I also have the washer here somewhere. Make sure that if you're living in a car, you at least know how to do an oil change, and you have the tools for that. I'm broke as hell right now, so I'm missing a wrench. It's not hard to borrow a wrench, so I could do that, but now it's got cold and I just ended up topping up my oil instead. But it's good that I have oil to top up with, right? Keep an extra bit of oil. It's like $20-$30 for, you know, a whole carton of it, and just top up your oil every once in a while. If you live in a vehicle, you're probably going to be driving around a lot more, and you're probably going to be idling a lot more than other people do. So you definitely want to have some oil, and you want to top that up relatively frequently and get your oil changes done pretty frequently too. I have a first aid kit in here somewhere. I think it's in the back. Really, you want to have that kind of thing like easily accessible, like, you know, readily available, so you can use it for its intended purposes. But I do have, it's in here somewhere, that first aid kit. That's a good idea to have as well. And that's pretty much it for, you know, car stuff when it comes to the things that I keep with me. I'm sure there's other things, right? Like some people will keep whole things of tools. They'll keep all kinds of tools with them so they can repair their car on the fly. I would like to do that with my van when I have the money for it, but at the moment I just don't have the money for that kind of thing. I need to spend my very limited money on, you know, keeping myself alive these days, so I can't stock up on tools and stuff like that. But at least I have the oil, right? You should also try to keep a spare tire, at least a donut. I do have a donut back here, but it's popped, so I can't even use it. You know, having a spare tire in your car as well as the tire inflator is going to be a good idea. And yeah, that's about it. That's the stuff I keep for with me to help me, you know, live in my car, and some things that I learned over the years about where to park and where it's safe to park. Yeah, thank you so much to that commenter for bringing this up. I have been struggling to come up with video topics lately, so this is actually a really good one. Really helped me sort of organize my thoughts today. And if you're homeless, if you live in your car, or if you're going to be soon, good luck. I hope this advice is at least a little bit helpful. It is, you know, a rough position to be in, especially in the winter time, but it is possible, and there's things that can ease the situation a little bit. I'm homeless. I live in my car. I'm trying to fundraise for a van. That link will be in the description. With a van, I can put a kitchen, I can put a shower, I can put basically a whole entire home inside a van, which my car is a little bit too small for that. So that's why I'm trying to fundraise for a van, and I get all of my income from posting on the internet and from this YouTube channel. So if you would like to support me, there's going to be further links. I'll have my Patreon down there, and I'll have my Cash App and Ko-fi if you'd like to leave a tip and just help me survive the winter. But obviously, if you came to this video, there's a good chance that you came to it looking for advice on how to survive being homeless in a car. And if that's you, good luck. You know, stay safe, stay warm this winter. You're not alone. There's a whole housing crisis going on right now, so it's not unusual to be living in a vehicle at this point in time. I happen to have been doing it for a really long time, pretty much my entire adult life, so I do have some experience, and hopefully this advice could be a little bit helpful to somebody. And thank you so much for watching, and have a peaceful day.